Hello and welcome to the channel. If there's one thing we've learned from the All Progressives Congress APC rule since the party took power in 2015, is the misrule and how they continue to plunge Nigeria deeper into the abyss. It started, of course, with former President Muhammadu Buhari promising change and tackling corruption. Perhaps the only change witnessed during 8 years of bad leadership under Buhari was that the once disciplined general became inherently corrupt. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Brutally frank. Buhari belonged to some, not entire Nigerians. Nothing changed for good. Clark. Former Federal Commissioner for Information and South-South leader, Chief Edwin Clark, has tongue-lashed the immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, saying he deceived Nigerians ahead of the 2015 presidential election with his campaign mantra, change. Clark, who noted this in a 688-page Brutally Frank, his autobiography, said that throughout his administration, he betrayed Nigerians and did not serve them, contrary to his inaugural remark that he belonged to everybody. The book, which has 5 chapters, was unveiled on Thursday in Abuja. It captured the journey of Clark as a classroom teacher, a commissioner, minister, a senator, and national activist spanning over 7 decades. In chapter 22, titled Buhari's Nigeria, from page 523, Clark took a swipe at the former president, saying that nothing changed for the better during his 8 years and perhaps, if there was any change at all, it was for the worse. According to the elder statesman, there was massive conspiracy against Goodluck Jonathan's government ahead of 2015 presidential election by Northerners, just as he stressed that immediately after Buhari was sworn into office, he took off to Nigeria's neighboring countries, Niger, Chad, etc., with a view to mobilizing their support, particularly in strengthening the Joint Task Force. He expected all neighboring countries to contribute troops to the Joint Task Force. Unfortunately, he did not achieve his desired goal as the Joint Task Force started to disintegrate and no one knew its role and position today. Clark, in the book, said there was massive conspiracy against Jonathan's government at the 2015 presidential election, particularly by Northerners who felt that the continuation of Jonathan's government, whether legal or illegal, constitutional or unconstitutional, must stop in 2015. The conspiracy first began during preparations for the 2011 election, which Jonathan eventually won. In 2015, the conspiracy grew thicker. That was the main reason 4 political parties merged to present a united front at the 2015 presidential election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC. General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, who contested for the presidency of Nigeria on the platform of the All Nigeria People's Party, ANPP, in 2003 and 2007. Unsuccessfully formed the Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) in 2009 to contest in 2011 against Jonathan, but lost again at his 3rd attempt. Precisely on the 15th of April 2011, at the International Conference Center ICC Abuja, General Buhari said, "This campaign is the 3rd and last one for me. After it, I will not present myself again for election into the office of the president." However, on October 15, 2014, at the Eagle Square, Abuja, he decided to throw his heart into the ring once again and said, "I humbly present myself to all Nigerians and to God, seeking to be elected as All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate." Is he truly a man of his words, as portrayed? Quite unfortunately, despite the force and provocative propaganda mounted by the APC and its presidential candidate, Buhari, between 2014 and 2015 through the change mantra, giving the impression that they were here to clean the audience table and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan would be thrown out in shame. Nothing seems to have changed for the better. Perhaps, if there is any change at all, it is for the worse. The APC and President Buhari boasted that eradicating BH, which was operating from northeastern Nigeria, was not a difficult task and that BH would be a thing of the past after 3 months of the administration. Unfortunately, today, BH is still with us and has even given birth to various other splinter groups. It is worth noting that after President Buhari was sworn into office, he immediately visited our neighboring countries, Niger, Chad, etc., with a view to mobilizing their support, particularly in strengthening the Joint Task Force, whereby all neighboring countries contributed troops to the Joint Task Force. But unfortunately, it did not achieve its desired goal. The Joint Task Force started to disintegrate, and no one knows its role and position today. Before dwelling more on President Muhammadu Buhari, it is only proper for me to comment on his inaugural speech on the 29th of May 2015 at the Eagle Square, with former President Jonathan standing by him, motionless. As promised in his inaugural speech, he said, and I quote, "Having just a few minutes ago sworn on the Holy Book, I intend to keep my oath and serve as president to all Nigerians. I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody." For the past 7 years, President Muhammadu Buhari did not serve Nigerians, and that is contrary to what he said in his inaugural speech, that he belongs to everybody. That is not so to us. He belongs to some people. For instance, he appointed 14 out of the 17 security chiefs from his Fulani tribe, a well-acclaimed speech stating that he belongs to everybody and nobody is a sham. I make bold to say reverse is the case. He belongs to some people, but does not belong to the entire Nigerians. It appears he did not read through the inaugural speech before coming to deliver it publicly. There is no evidence in his government that the few people who must have offended him in the past, he did not get even with them. If he did not do so security-wise, he referred their cases to EFCC, ICPC, or Code of Conduct Bureau. A typical case of victimization is that of the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onoge, JSC. The president suspended him from office when he had no power under the 1999 Constitution to appoint or remove the CJN. He dictatorially did, and no one challenged him, not even the Nigerian Bar Association. Another case that comes to my mind is that of Dr. Bukola Saraki, former Senate President. The offense he committed against Mr. Buhari and his party was that he became the Senate President, whereas the choice of Buhari and APC was Ahmed Lawan, the immediate past president of the 9th National Assembly. Senator Saraki, president of the 8th National Assembly, was harassed and humiliated by subjecting him to trial at the Code of Conduct Bureau, High Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court, where he was finally discharged and acquitted. But Magu, the then chairman of EFCC, continued to hunt him at the behest of the government. The hunting continued until the hammer fell on Magu himself. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.